Ralph's house. The next time he has to knock on a door in Kimberly to get let in will be the first time he's got to knock on a door. And everybody likes this kid. I'd have to borrow some fingers to count the number of times he's magically arrived at my house just in time for dinner. But he does have the smarts to know that he should always drink my most expensive beers first. He knows that. Friendship. When my wife wouldn't go see the new Star Wars movie with me, Michael stepped up. New Fast and Furious movie, Michael stepped up. Weird that a college student knows how to get free movie and popcorn. But in all seriousness, whenever we need help, he jumps at the chance. If I call his house and I need something, I gotta lift something heavy, I gotta move something, I gotta do anything, they're there in 5 minutes. We had that horrible storm 6 years ago in Kimberly when all my trees got knocked down. 3 in the morning, Michael and Matt show up at my house. That's crazy. Michael's a smart kid. And I speak from experience that not everybody who goes to college for 7 years is a doctor. Okay? But don't sell him short. His journey has given him some very practical, real-life experience. And when he does graduate with his engineering degree next year from UW-Platteville, he's not going to have to look very hard for a job. Another thing I appreciate about Mike is his sense of humor. Mostly because he's probably one of less than 5 people on the planet that understand my sense of humor, which explains why there's a lot less laughter than I thought there would be. He can quote obscure lines from horrible movies, and sometimes I don't even know what him and Matthew and my son Keegan are talking about because they just talk in quotes from movies I've never heard of. He does have some veiled athleticism. Even though this is Kimberly, not everyone's a football player. And to his credit, he tried it, not his thing. He contributed to the student experience in the stands, and really since his graduation, the student section's been very quiet. The shenanigans that he and Nick Muehlmans did in the stands, was pretty much as awesome as the game itself. He made it a lot of fun to go to Kimberly football games. This is before they won every game. We kind of miss that. He tried to hand his rugby, and that was great. It was fun to watch him engage, but as the neighbor across the street, I did have to change where I launched my potato cannon because we didn't realize that that's the field they used. So it really had to change me a little bit. Jokes again. I talk about Mike's athletic prowess, or lack thereof, because it brings me to a joke he told as a young boy. I don't remember the exact age, but we're launching bottle rockets in the yard, which clues you into my maturity level. And one day I came close to hitting Mike, and proving that his wit is much faster than his reflexes, he turns to the crowd and he says, and I'll do my best Michael Vander Velden voice, "Don't worry, everybody, I have the reflexes of a cat." So I assume he read a lot of Garfield. We often quote this directly to him when he's at our house for dinner. But why are we here? This past year, Michael kind of brought the scoring and the management of some of the softball league stuff into the current century. We did a lot of research, a lot of troubleshooting on the Game Changer software. Actually came to our house to borrow our iPads and drink my beer to kind of research it, and got the KRA to buy some iPads and invest in this software. And he's also did just a lot of fantastic work in the KRA, and from what I see is that he makes it very easy for those of us that played in the KRA to just go play. All we have to do is pay our dues, get our teams together, and go play. And the folks that run the KRA, in these softball leagues, they make it very easy for those of us in it. What's Michael got for his future? He's not perfect. We all have faults, right? He's had to change course a few times in his journey, but I think at his journey, he's a young kid. Was he 22, 23? 25. He's going to take him to some fantastic places. He's a person of the year not because of what he's done, but also kind of due into where he's headed. I can tell you that he doesn't care about this award. I think he's a little embarrassed by it, not because he's apathetic or he thinks he's above it, because I really think he lives his life just trying to be a person of the day to his friends and his family, every day. So being a KRA person of the year for some softball upgrade or something he did pales in comparison to what he just does every day by being Mike. And so I think he gives us an example of how to be a perfect brother or a perfect son, of the day. So I think we're all proud of Michael for what he's done, and trust me, this is not the last award he's gonna receive. So, Michael Vander Velden.